The countdown is on. I'm only a couple of days away from anniversary number 38 with my wife. We're excited about that. We got a little trip planned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Welcome to Winning Begins at Home. I'm glad you're with us today. We're talking marriage this week, and I want us to have a conversation today about really what makes a great spouse. And I think the answer lies in actually kind of an odd place. It won't be, you won't think it's odd if you know me very well, because I enjoy football. But one of the places that I think we see what a great spouse looks like is in the offensive lineman in a football game or on a football team. Now, if you think about football, you may love or hate football. Either way, you probably could name some players if I ask you to name a football player. For those of you who love football, you probably can name a bunch of them. If you hate football, I'm guessing you can name a few of them. But it's very likely that if I ask you to think about a player, and in fact, some of you are already thinking about a player in your mind, it's probably a quarterback. Very few people, when I say think of a football player, are thinking about an offensive lineman. And yet it's the offensive lineman who ensures that the quarterback is not on his back, if you want to think of it that way. All the good football coaches I know, they say if you can't block the other team, you can't beat the other team. And you block them with the offensive lineman as somebody who shows up at a game or a practice and moves another man out of the way so that the quarterback or the running back or one of the receivers, somebody else, can score. That is a picture of a servant leader. It is a picture of a person who sacrifices their fame and glory and all that stuff so somebody else can win. And to me, that's what makes a great husband or wife, somebody who shows up every day and helps their spouse win. I think if we can help our spouse win, actually, we're going to end up being winners when it's all said and done. I heard somebody say one time that they were talking about conflict. You know, when conflict pops up in a marriage, and it does, we're going to have spats, arguments, whatever you want to call them. This is going to happen from time to time, and maybe we'll talk about that some as we go this week. But one of the things that this guy said, he said, if you win every argument with your spouse, then you're sleeping with a loser. I thought that stuck with me. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. And yet how many people do I know, they're just trying to make their point. They'd rather be right than get it right. I want to encourage you today to think about your spouse and what could you do to live your life in such a way that they could win. They could gain an advantage, not being at a disadvantage because you're arguing all the time or you're trying to make your point, or my wife says, don't say it louder. That doesn't make you more right. I think there's so much truth to that. If we will approach each other and understand that our relationships are fragile, they're really important. And I say fragile, they'll stand the test of time, even if we don't take care of them maybe the way we should. But the reality is, at some point they will break. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're married, to work really hard this week on, not just this week, every day, honestly, but on helping your spouse win. What would it look like for you to ask yourself over and over again, how can I help this other person win? And I love the old question, how can I live my life in such a way that the people who know me the best actually would love me the most? Well, if you want the answer to that question, help your spouse win. She's going to love you. He's going to adore you if you can help him win or help her win. And so this is a challenge for all of us because we like to win. We don't like to help somebody else win. We like to, I want to win. And yet if we will really work hard to put this other person first, have that offensive lineman mindset, move anything out of the way that they need. So what does that look like? Well, it may be that you're going to sit and listen when you're actually exhausted and you don't want to sit and listen. Maybe you've been talking all day and you want to sit and be quiet, and yet your spouse needs somebody to listen to them. Maybe she's had a tough meeting at work, or been home with the kids or whatever, or maybe he vice versa. I want to encourage you to think about the other person. What is it that they're going through, and what could you do to help them win? And it may just be to listen. You may not have to make a point or respond to anything they're even saying. Just listen and be there. Maybe they just need a hug. I mean, literally, this is so simple, and yet how many times do we mess this up because we're really trying to gain an advantage or make our point or have our way? And is it any wonder that our relationships are not working the way they're supposed to work? If that's what's going on with you, I encourage you today to think about how can you help your spouse win. If you will, your marriage is going to win. And who doesn't want to have a victorious marriage? I mean, that really should be the goal for all of us. So Marriage Week, I didn't want to go through the week without reminding us maybe the lowest hanging fruit is just to wake up every day and think about how can I serve this other person. It may be unloading the dishwasher, or it may be having the car washed, or it may be cleaning out the gutters. I mean, it may not be a chore. It may be an emotional connection. You're just really locked in on what they're going through. Maybe they've got something that they're challenged with that you're not challenged with. And yet you being there and being that strong support could be powerful. And so you'll have to discern what that is in your relationship. But I'm guessing you've got a place where you really right now have been thinking about how can she or he help me win. No, let's flip that and let's show up today. Offensive lineman, let's get the pads on and see if we can't help the person that we love more than anybody else on earth. Let's help them win. If we'll do that, I think we'll have some progress in our marriage this week. All right, love you guys. Join us tomorrow for more Winning Begins at Home.